Hey guys, what's going on? So I wanted to quickly take you through my process of putting snare wires on a snare drum and evenly distributing their spacing on the bottom head while connecting them to the butt and strainer side of the throw off. So what I first do is actually, opposed to a lot of what other people do, I actually keep I'll turn this around for you guys. I actually keep the throw off engaged, and what I'll do is I will then loosen the knob on the throw off to then loosen the wires, and with that completely off, this gives me a good starting point to then tension up these snare wires while connecting them to the strainer. So I'm gonna actually engage this back to where it was. Pretty tight. And what this gives you is, I'll put this down for you guys. What this gives you is when this strainer, the knob wise, is loose, you are able to then tighten these up pretty well so that when you turn the knob to strain it back up and really solidify them to the head, you don't have to turn too much to get them tight. And you have a lot of room, or in audio terms, you would have a lot of headroom to really work with if you actually want to get them a little tighter. Now obviously you don't want to choke out the snare drum, but you have that option if you need a really tight smack when it comes to your snare sound. So basically what I'll do to get them to that point while this is de-strained is I will have these bolts right here, which are used to tighten and loosen with a drum key. So I will have my handy dandy drum key and I'll loosen it. I'm not gonna loosen it because I already did it. I'm gonna loosen it, and then I would evenly distribute them while this tension is almost completely done. Like there's no tension, but the strainer or throw off is still engaged. So I would even them out and give a little bit of room towards the butt plate so that when I do tighten the strainer back up and it pulls that tension towards the strainer itself, that I then have equal distance for each end of the snare wire. And also to make sure when you pull them down, make sure you're pulling it down straight. I know this is a little crooked, but to the snare wire itself, it's straight. And I can fix that. But it's straight so that you're not having the snare wires turned in a very odd or weird tension, so that when you actually let them off, they're not like crooked or turned or slit or sideways or whatever the case is like that. So you really want to make sure your tension is properly and tight, but you want to make sure it's not crooked or one is over the other or anything like that. So this is definitely my way of getting snare wires properly put onto a snare drum, but you should definitely let me know what you guys do. And if you're scared to say, hey, you know what, Nate, like I'm really nervous about taking my snare wires off because I feel like I can never get back to that tension. Well, hopefully you're able to go through this video a couple times with your snare drum to make sure that you are no longer afraid of this process, because this is what helps you get the snare sound that you so desperately desire. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace out.